this video is about adjusting the ratio between the forwards and reverse stitches on the 6900 so that your reverse stitches will go back in the same hole as your forward stitches. On the 6900, the matching will only work for about 2 or 3 stitch length sizes. I try and set it about the 4 to 5 stitch length, but if you want to use a different stitch length and need to get that forward reverse matching a bit better, this is how you do it. So first off, we need to take the top off the sewing machine. So I've got it unthreaded, wind this back to 1, and we just undo these bolts in the top. So looking in the top here, this is what we need to adjust. So set the stitch length where you want it to match. Set the stitch length where you're looking for it to match. Get a bit of heavy cardboard or a piece of leather or something, and we'll put it in here and just see what it's doing. Do some forwards, then we'll go reverse. And then have a look at it to see whether the reverse is shorter or longer than the forward stitches. On our test, we found that reverse was shorter than forwards. So we push the reverse lever, which makes that a bit easier to get at, and I hold it down the whole time, and loosen off these two here. And because we want to increase reverse, we want to turn this clockwise. So just a little bit, we're not making any big movements. So if you think of the face of this bolt here as a clock, and we want to turn it clockwise to make reverse longer. This is a cam, so every now and again it will just work the opposite way. So if you make a change and it seems like it did the opposite thing, try going the other way. Now we'll do a test to see how that worked, if it was enough, too much. So we could probably go with a little bit more. So we'll just do it again. Reverse lever down. Loosen off the screws. And just a little bit more in the clockwise direction to increase the reverse a bit more. And we do another test. Now the holes without any thread sometimes will work a little bit differently to once you have the thread in, because the thread tension can make a little difference to how well it feeds in one direction or the other. So you can do it this way and get it as close as you can tell, and then do some test sewing and see if you need to tweak it just a little bit more if you can't get it to work once you have the thread in. So So that's going good now, it's going in the same holes. So we'll just double check that those bolts were tight before we put the top back on. This is part of the reason why it's hard to test and change it with the thread in, because you need to have this top off. But if you do it without any thread in, then you know that the machine is doing the right thing for forwards and reverse, and it could be your thread tension that you can maybe play with that a bit to get it to feed, or the foot pressure. Okay, so we've got that back on, wind that back up again for normal sewing, and hopefully that was helpful to you. Thank you.